Welcome back to the channel. In the previous video, I showed you how to draft this female pant trouser step by step. Today, we are bringing that pattern to life by sewing it from start to finish. If you have already drafted your pattern, this is the exciting part where everything comes together. I will guide you through each step carefully, showing you how to achieve a neat professional finish even if you are a beginner. If you are enjoying this video, please take a moment to like this video, subscribe to the channel and turn on your notification bell so you won't miss my future sewing lessons. Your support encourages me to keep creating more helpful tutorials for you. With that being said, guys, let's just get right into the video. So guys, I had to place these patterns on my fabric and then cut them out. This is for the pocket and I'm going to be explaining that later. For the front pattern, I had to place it on my fabric and cut it out. So I'm going to remove all my pins and let's work on the front fabric. So for the front, this is what it looks like right now. So remember that Zipperfly we marked earlier on our pattern paper. So I'll be coming in by that 2 inches for the Zipperfly, and from that point I'll come down by about 9 inches. Alright, so I'll come down by 9 inches here. From that 9 inches point I'll go up again by 2 inches. So basically I'm just trying to get back the 2 inches we added for the Zipperfly. Okay, so from this 9 inches point here, I'll be going over to my sewing machine to stitch down my crotch area. Okay, so I'll be stitching from this 9 inches here. Alright, so stitch down to the crotch. After stitching, this is what I have. So I'll be notching that crotch area. This very point here, I'm just going to notch it. Alright, so just notch it this way. Notch it close to your stitch. So this is how mine looks after I was done, and the next thing I'm going to do now is to turn this over to the right side. So make sure that the left hand side is covering the right hand side of, like this your Zipperfly, the left hand side is covering the right hand side. I really hope that you guys understand, right? So this is my zipper here, and this is the one I could find, like the one I had available, and I just needed to use it. Okay, so I'll be placing my zip on my Zipperfly this way, at least 1/2 inch away, just like this, and I'm going to pin it down. So because I'm doing this, because because if you're a beginner, use this method before you go ahead to stitch it on your sewing machine. Okay, so pin it down this way, pin it down to the part where you stitch. Just continue to pin it down this way. Just use this method and you get it right. Okay, so pin it through to this point here. Can you see what I'm doing? Pin it down to this point here, and once you're done pinning, you're now going to place the second one on the center part of this second side here. So you come to this part here, you're now going to be placing the second one here right in the middle. Okay, just place it right in the middle. If you iron this, you will have a ghetto line, so follow that ghetto line and place it right in the middle. Okay, can you see what I'm doing? And I'm also going to pin this down. Alright, so pin it down, and you can also go ahead to just zip it up to be sure if you are doing the right thing. Okay, so just zip it up. So I'm trying to zip mine. I'll just zip it up to show you guys. So you see, if you actually zip this correctly, it will come out nice. So I'm just going to take away the pin that is trying to like stop me from taking this to the upper part. Alright, so I'll just take it off and then zip up my zip this way, and I'm going to pin it back. Alright, so place it right in the middle this way, and then go ahead and pin it down. So when you zip it up this way, this is what you have. Can you see? After placing that, my zipper fly is still covering the right hand side. Like this left hand side is covering the right hand side. I hope that you guys understand. So I'll turn it over to the left, to the wrong side. So I'll be going over to my sewing machine now to stitch down these areas here and also stitch down this part. After I was done stitching, you can see how beautiful it looks, right? So this is what you should have at the end of the day. So this is it right here. So I'm just going to turn it again to the wrong side, and this is what it looks like. So I'll be cutting away the excess. I'll cut it away, and if you are using the short zipper, there will be no need for that. I'm cutting this away because I'm using the longer one. So this is what we have. So now we are done with the zipper fly. Now we are going to be stitching our darts. Alright, so to stitch my darts, I'm going to bring back my pattern paper and place it this way. So I'll be taking the darts area. I'll just mark those points. Alright, I'm just going to mark them here, and after that I'll now bring my tape and measure the length of my dart. From my pattern paper here, the length of my dart is 3.5 inch. So from this point, I'm going to come down by that 3.5 inch and then connect my dart. So please make sure you are doing this on the wrong side. So I'll just turn it to the wrong side and take back my dart. So if you haven't watched the pattern drafting of this video, please go back to the pattern drafting so that you understand everything we are doing here. I'll be linking that in the description box, or you can just check the comment section. You'll be getting the link to that video. So just go and watch that video so you understand everything we are doing here. So I have to just connect my darts, and I'm going to repeat same thing on this other side. I'll bring back my pattern, mark the point where my dart is, and I'll then measure my dart length. I'll connect now into a straight line this way, and I'll mark this other side just like this. So I'll be going back to my sewing machine to stitch down my dart. After I was done stitching down my dart, this is what I have. So right now it's time to place my pocket. So this pocket, I'm going to be explaining this later. I'll explain how I got my pocket later. So for my pocket, I'll just place it this way, right side facing each other, and I'm also going to pin down this point. Alright, and also pin down this area here. So I'll pin down this side, and I'll bring the second pocket and also do same to this other side. So place them right side facing each other this way, and you're going to pin it down. So you pin down this other point here and also pin down this area. So you'll be going to your sewing machine to stitch here and also stitch here. So now this is how I got my pocket. So you guys remember from the pattern drafting video, so we cut out my pocket. So what I did was I brought out a fresh pattern, and the width for this pattern was 10 inches, and the length was 15 inches. So I place it this way and then trace out my pocket and then fold it back this way. I make sure that I still have a lot of allowance here, and then I had to curve this area here. It's very simple. So now I have stitched down my pocket, and this is what it looks like. All right, I also did same thing to this other side here. I had to stitch them down, and you can see what it looks like. Now the next thing we are going to do now is we are still going to close our pockets. So I have to close up this pocket so that my hand can relax whenever I put my hand in. So to do that, I'm just going to turn this back to the wrong side, but before then I'm going to first of all pin down this area here. Okay, I'll just use my pin to hold it down here and also hold it down on this other side, and I'm going to repeat same thing here. I'll just pin down this area and also pin down this area here. So we're stitching here and stitching here just to hold the pocket together. So now from the inside, what I'll do right now is I'm going to open it up this way and then fold it wrong side facing each other, and I'm going to pin it down. Alright, so I want to stitch this from the right side so that at the end of the day everything will look neat. So I'm going to explain that later. So right here I've pinned it down, and I'll be stitching down that area I pinned. Now moving over to this other side, I'm also going to open it up this way. So if you iron it, you will have this ghetto line. Just follow the ghetto line this way and also pin it down like this. And I'll also pin down this area and also pin down this other area as well. So I head over to my sewing machine and stitch down this point here. And after I was done stitching it, guys, this is what I have. So I've stitched down this area and I also stitched down the top area. So I also did same thing to this other side. So I'll turn everything now to the right side. Now for this pocket area, I'm just going to arrange them, like take them back in this way. Can you see? I've not even ironed this yet and it's already looking nice. So I'll repeat same thing on this other side so you can see what it looks like. All right, so this is where my hands can go in. All right, you can see how beautiful it looks. So right now I'm just going to turn this back to the wrong side so you can see we don't have any stitch from the out here. All the stitch is inside and the back side is looking very neat. Now we are done with this. We are now going to come back to this our zipper fly area here, and from this zipper fly area I'm going to come in by about 1.5 inch. All right, so just come in by 1.5 inch here. You also come to this area and mark 1.5 inch back to the crotch. So I'll be connecting it this way to the crotch. All right, I'll be connecting it this way to the crotch, and I'm going to go ahead to the sewing machine and stitch it down following the chalk area this way. So after I was done stitching down this area here, this is just to secure the crotch area. So this is what it looks like. All right, you can see. So we are done with our front pieces or the front fabric. Now we are going to now place the back one, the back pieces right side facing each other this way. So guys, for my back I have also stitched down my darts. All right, and I also stitched down the crotch area here. Can you see? So I'll be placing it now with the front right side facing each other, making sure that the crotch area on the back side is facing the zipper fly on the front side. So you'll be placing them this way, right sides facing each other, and we are going to be stitching our crotch area. So for the crotch area, you bring both this way, right sides facing each other just like this, and place them correctly. All right, so just place everything very well, and you move over to your sewing machine and arrange your fabric this way. Just arrange them. So you are going to now stitch from this point, so stitch it through to the crotch area and the other side. This is what I have after I was done stitching the crotch area. You can see. So it's now time to stitch down the side. So place them this way. Pick the pocket area that is kind of like longer than the other side. Okay, so just pick them up and stitch them straight, and you'll be repeating the same thing on the other side. So place them together and stitch. Do not cover your pockets, please. So after I was done stitching, this is what I have. You can see my pocket area is not covered. All right, so this is it here. This is the zipper fly area here. Now I also have to cut out a waistband, and I ironed my interfacing on it. You guys, you remember that while drafting the pattern I told you to take away 1.5 inch for the waistband. So while this fabric is open is 4 inches, and when it's folded is 2 inches. So half inch is going to be serving as, we are going to use half inch to join this now to the waist area this way. So I'll place it like this, leaving about half inch on this other side, and I'll pin it down. I'm going to also pin it down on this area here. I'll take it to the sewing machine and stitch this round my waist. You can see I'm not joining it together, it's open this way. After stitching, this is what I have here. Now I'm going to now fold it this way, fold in the rough edges, and then bring this other side. You're going to be folding in half inch and use it to cover up that rough edges. All right, can you see what I'm doing? So just use it to cover up the rough edges, and you are now going to go back to your sewing machine and run a top stitch from the top area here. Make sure you've put in the rough edges this way, so you'll be running a top stitch around your waist. After that, this is what I have here. So you can decide to place your buttons here and you are good to go. You can see how nice it looks, right? And as for the end, I also went ahead to fold the end. Okay, so this is how beautiful my pants looks, and this is how it looks on me. So guys, let me know what you think about this in the comment section, and don't forget that I'm waiting for your own beautiful reviews. Thanks for watching this video, and if you haven't subscribed, please hit on the subscribe button and turn on your notification bell. I'll be seeing all of you back in my next video. Bye.